My people, how on a day? I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you listen to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. Fellow Biafrans, today I want to discuss the hypocrisy of Nigeria, the hypocrisy of the southeastern politicians, and the hypocrisy of those we call the Fulani cabal and the rest of them. We've heard the story that what happened in Uromi, where 16 people were unalived. Suddenly, it becomes a breaking news all around the various platforms in that zoo called Nigeria. Despite they saw these guys with guns and axe, weapons, they are still saying no. For the fact you unalive them is wrong. And today they've spun the story to say the Igbos were the ones that did it. The Igbos in Uromi are the ones that did it. So blame it on the Igbos. Same thing they did in the 1966 coup. Blame it on the Igbo. It was an Igbo coup. I told you, whenever Nigeria wants to spin a narrative to keep themselves as one, but vent out their anger, they will spin it in a way where they blame the Igbos. Then suddenly, every other tribe will now form one accord, one alliance against the Igbos. But what is so funny is, like in the case of we the Biafrans, what our governors are doing in our land, that's their own vigilante, that they saw a bullet on the ground. It means your life is gone. We all heard the story of the young man who was just there going to the farm to fetch some water or something. And because Ebibago or the rest of them, they found a bullet on the floor. That was a death sentence for that young man in Biafra land. I want you to see the yardstick they are using. I want you to see the standard they use. Uromi, they saw people with guns and axe and weapons. They took them out, but to the whole world, to the whole Nigerian zoo, oh, what they did was wrong. They are speaking out. But in the case of the Biafra land, they saw somebody, they held him and fire away. One of the so-called vigilante men found a bullet on the floor. A bullet on the floor. They don't know the gun it came from or whatever. They found a bullet on the floor. And because of that, someone's life was taken. Not only that, we've seen the way the headsmen are killing us all across the land of Biafra. Nobody's speaking about it, not even the media. But today, now that it is happening to the Fulani tribe, suddenly, the same thing happening to everybody else. It has now happened to the Fulani now. Suddenly, the whole media is talking about it. They've gone agog. The whole airwaves is all about this story. So at this point, I want you to see the way the Fulani, they speak on their own perspective. How they support their own. How they protect their own. How they become an advocate for their own. Compare it to those you call your governors from the southeast. Compare it to those you call your governors from the southwest, to the Yorubas. Compare the way this man spoke for his own people. Unlike how your so-called governors in Biafra land are speaking. Watch this now, come back. Very, very sad.
Nigeria's worsening security crisis has led to a surge in the proliferation of security outfits and an increasing reliance on self-help mechanisms. With frequent incidents of banditry, terrorism, and communal violence, many communities feel compelled to take security into their own hands. The recent Uromi killings, where armed attackers brutally murdered several individuals in Edo State, have reignited discussions on the effectiveness of state security forces and the rise of vigilante groups. A 2023 SBM intelligence report highlighted that over 40% of Nigerians support non-state security actors due to a lack of trust in conventional law enforcement. The Amotekun Corps in the southwest and Ibuago, I should say, in the southeast, are among the most prominent regional security initiatives that have emerged in response to security lapses. However, concerns persist over their legality, accountability, and potential to fuel ethnic tensions. Joining us now is Group Captain Sadiq Shehu, retired former spokesperson of the Nigerian Air Force, who will provide expert insights on the dangers and benefits of security decentralization, the implications of self-help in combating crime, and what the Nigerian government must do to regain public confidence in security institutions. Good to have you on the show, Group Captain. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Good afternoon to the viewers.
Of course. Now, in your opinion, how do these killings that took place at Uromi specifically highlight the systemic failures in Nigeria's security response framework?
Listen.
Thank you very much. The first word that comes to mind when somebody thinks of what happened in Edo State is pathetic. It is unfortunate. But having said that, I think in life, whenever something happens, whether it is good or bad, there are always lessons to be learned. And to me, I take myself beyond Edo State. I take myself that what happened in that Uromi is a lesson to almost all the states of the Federation. Why do I say so? I think, unfortunately, ideally, it is supposed to be the federal government, as it is enshrined in the Constitution, that should be able to provide security across the length and breadth of Nigeria. That is what the Constitution provides. That's why it is in the exclusive list of the Constitution. However, I think we have arrived at a stage nationwide.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I must say, that the federal security agencies, whether you talk of the military, whether you talk of the police, whether you talk of the civil defense, whether you talk of the intelligence, it seems Nigerians, not only me, some people may still have this, but there seems to be a consensus that these federal agencies cannot be able to provide security throughout the country. And it is on that premise that we saw states, coming up with different kind of arrangements with the idea that they need to assist the federal government in providing security.
Listen.
There are a lot of advantages that people talk about security when you bring it to the concept of community policing. If you bring it to the concept that the people that are living in an area know the area, know the culture, know the problems there, and they will be able to do better security for the people, all these are advantages that cannot be denied. But again, as we saw in Uromi, there is the danger that unless you have standardized way of recruiting, unless you have standardized and approved ways of even setting up these agencies, how they are trained, how they are equipped, how they operate, and a division of role between them and the security agencies would still exist. If we don't do that, we are going to be having problem, not only like we saw in Odo State. As a security consultant or a security analyst, I have made it my own duty to always follow up developments whenever the security agencies are being set up. And individually, probably with very few exceptions, there is none of the state security agencies anywhere that has been set up that at least at the beginning of their operations, we do not have cases of extrajudicial killing or arrest of innocent citizens or maltreatment or destruction of property. Almost one and all. Of course, it varies from one issue to the other. So what is to be done? Since the debate for states...
Hold it there. So you are saying all this now because they killed your people in Uromi. The question is, whom do the Biafrans cry to? Who do we cry to? Even the media houses don't take our story. They saw your people with weapons. You are claiming they are hunters. But the people in the front line, they said, no. These were the ones doing what they've been doing all this while in their land. The main thing is they saw them with weapons. and they did what they had to do. Lord have mercy. But in our own case, what is condoned is that they can lie on you and call you IPOB, call you ESN, call you BLA, call you those that support Simon Ekpa, and you're a dead man. Nobody speak about it in the media. People were going for their wedding, and the same so-called Ebubeago, organized by the so-called governors, they unalived everybody in that bus going to a wedding. And nobody spoke about it. Not in your media. So who do we cry to? This is the problem with Nigeria. The level of this wickedness, that it is happening in Biafra land, it is okay, it is good. It's a good news when they buy the Biafrans. They found a bullet on the floor. Somebody that they caught a mile away, they said he's the owner of the bullet. Because of that, they killed him live. Whom do we run to? The same way you people have VIP access to the media. It happens to you guys, the whole media will carry it. But Okwama, that your men went to do what they did, they wiped down the whole community. Your same government said nobody should, not even the media should report what was happening there. Two different standards. Let's continue. Listen.
Security agencies has advanced. I don't think we're even going to go back. Federal government on its own, without any constitutional changes, has kind of accepted that reality, and so they allow state to set up these agencies. If you follow some of the state agencies, you will never hear that at a certain time the federal government has given approval for them to set up. But I think again here the federal government has to take some blame. They just allow it to sprout. And with the particular case we are here now, while I think the first such non-state actor we have, it was in the Northeast when we have this villain JTF. That was the beginning. After that, we had cases of banditry, ethnic clashes, then all other states take. But so now, states have taken even without the constitutional amendment, they have taken the responsibility of setting up these agencies. Federal government has watched without giving any guidelines as to how this is fully set up. And this is why we have the problem. I have to commend the governor of Edo State. He confirmed something I have been feeling when this story came up.
Listen.
That was to say, this particular, vanguard that did this operation, from what we learned later, they are not even under the control of the state government. They are just on their own. There are so many across Nigeria, not only in Edo State, on almost all the countries. Now there is danger in doing that.
They are now on their own. This is where they are going with it. Those so-called vanguard men, that's what they did. They are on their own. Very soon they will turn them around and say, oh, they are the Igbos, they are the ESN, they are an extension of IPOB, as they always say. You give a dog a bad name just to hang it. He said something he has been trying to confirm. Something in his mind he has been pondering. He said, these people that did this thing, I want to believe they are ESN. They are the members of Simon Ekpa. These are Simon Ekpa boys. I want to believe in my mind. And he said the governor has just confirmed these people, they are on their own. This security outfit, they are on their own. What does that tell you? Very soon they will say that Biafra boys are into them. The same thing they did in 1966. A coup took place by military men. They turned around and they blamed a region, a tribe. They called it the Igbo coup. Military men that see the civilians as bloody civilians. Till this day, they call us bloody civilians. But they spin the news around to create oneness in Nigeria and to blame one tribe. We are always the fall guys. The Biafrans are always the fall guys. This had happened in faraway Edo State. But they turned the news. Now they are saying, oh, they were working by themselves. They were on their own. They were on autopilot. They were working in a silo by themselves. They were not under the government. It means they were working under another government. They are working with Simon Ekpa because they declared their country and they think they can now protect their territory. I was thinking, these people that did this thing, they are not working with the governor. Today, the governor has confirmed that they are working on their own. Fellow Biafrans, watch the way this news was pinned. Follow me in this journey. Give it the next 2 weeks. Watch the way the narrative was pinned around. They will say the Igbos are responsible. Watch! And the Biafrans living in the north. When things start to happen to you guys, I will not cry for you. To the Biafrans living in the north, in the land of the Hausa, the land of the Fulani, because they've taken the land from the Hausa, Biafrans living in the north, up north. When things start to happen to you, I swear to God and man, I will not shed a tear for you guys. I won't shed a tear for you guys. Because you must have been smelling this thing from far away. You must have been hearing the drums of war from a mile away. But you refuse. You chose to remain there. When they turn around and begin to do on their own, I go to watch from him. I will not shed a tear. I will not cry for you guys. Because you guys don't understand. You guys are the ones setting us back. Now, they set us back. When they claim, oh, the Igbos, the Biafrans cannot fight, cannot break away now because their businesses are all across the whole country. You go to North, they are doing business. Middle Belt, they are doing business. Yoruba land, they are doing business. I've told you guys, when they turn around this news and they blame the Igbos, you know what will happen next. Because deep inside, these guys know that anything Eastern region is Igbo to them. But to you guys, you think, hey, no, I'm not Igbo. I am Delta. I am Ukwale. I'm not Igbo. I'm from Edo. I'm more of Yoruba than Igbo. Call me the Yoruba. We believe in the Bini king and all those things. You're saying, but to them, as long as you are part of the Eastern region, you are Igbo to them. So very, very soon, watch them turn and spin the narrative. Watch their spin doctors spin the narrative. Paint what happened in Uromi on the Igbos, on Simon Ekpa, on IPOB, and you will see what will happen to you in the north. Let's continue.
And where I said there is always an advantage, or there are lessons to be learned.
Listen.
What do you call it? Vanguard that did this operation. From what we learned later, they are not even under the control of the state government.
Listen.
Guidelines as to how this is fully set up.
Listen.
And this is why we have the problem. I have to commend the governor of Edo State. He confirmed something I have been feeling when this story came up.
Okay.
That was to say, this particular what do you call it, vanguard that did this operation. From what we learned later, they are not even under the control of the state government. Any guidelines as to how this is fully set up. And this is why we have the problem.
Listen.
I have to commend the governor of Edo State. He confirmed something I have been feeling when this story came up. That was to say, this particular what do you call it, vanguard that did this operation. From what we learned later, they are not even under the control of the state government.
Hold it there. I have to commend the state governor. He confirmed something I have been feeling in my mind when all these things was happening. This man had a feeling in his mind. That feeling is what I've just revealed to you. Now Igbos do am. Now the Igbos do am. Everybody you see in the north, in Yamere na do am. Ndi Igbo make una wake up. Now the Igbos do am. That's why they always spin the story. They spin the narrative. A coup done by military men. That's even the highest of the lies against our people. The cheapest blackmail. A military coup happened. And they turned around. And they blame the whole tribe. Make that thing sink for your mind. It means when Buhari was doing his coup, when Babangida was doing his coup, all those guys doing their coup, when they did it, it was the whole Hausa Fulani that did it. No, they call it the Buhari coup, the Babangida coup and the rest of them. But when it came to the one that happened in 1966, because they wanted to keep the country one, they knew the reason why that coup took place. But to rope back in the Yorubas, because we know Awolowo was the one they wanted to make the president. But to rope them back in, to bring all stakeholders back to the party of one Nigeria, and blame one person as the fall guy, they came and said, oh no, it was an Igbo coup. Military men, oh, they said, no, it was an Igbo coup. It's going to happen with this story again, Uromi. Mark my words, it is coming. It is coming. Listen.
Just on their own. There are so many across Nigeria, not only in Edo State, on almost all the countries. Now there is danger in doing that. And where I said there is always an advantage, or there are lessons to be learned when something bad happens, this thing is happening at a time when we are talking of the debate about state police. We are talking about such things. So unless we look at the problem and find a significant solution, this what happened in Edo might happen in almost any state of the federation.
It is happening as we speak in Biafra land every day. Yours, they even saw guns with them and all those things. In our own place, all they have to do is point at you, IPOB, ESN, Simon Ekpa boy, and you're a dead man. Your military that they send, the Fulani headsmen dressed in Nigerian military uniform, they just go down to Biafra land. Anybody they see, any able youths they see, is condemned to die. But not you, nor any person has spoken about it. Even in your analysis so far, you have not even spoken about what is happening in Biafra land. Because you all condone the killing of my people. It's so funny. You say, oh, they are hunters. They are hunters. But we didn't see any animal there that was hunted. And guess what? You are supposed to be in your fasting time when the thing happened. The incident. You are doing your Ramadan now. You were fasting. How come hunters were doing the unthinkable at a time like that? Where was the strength they have to go and hunt in the bush when you are fasting? Last time I checked, most of you who are doing your fasting, you sleep all day and night until you break your fast because you are left with no strength. You sleep, wake up around 3 p.m., then break your fast around 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. So how come these hunters, these so-called hunters, they have a special power, superpower, to be accurate when they are shooting their animals in the bushes? Also, what animal did they chase from Port Harcourt to Uromi or from Fulani land? Because now that land, it belongs to the Fulani. The Hausas, they've lost it. Hausa have lost that land. So what wild animal did they chase from Fulani land to Port Harcourt, from Port Harcourt to Uromi? You see, sometimes things like this, when you look at it, you wonder. The media has picked up this news. But a young boy in Biafra land who got a bullet in his head and was videoed live, they accused him of doing something he did not do. Then somebody said, oh, I have found a bullet on the floor. Bullet on the floor. And that man was condemned to die. Bullet on the floor, as they claim. But in this case, they saw weapons, guns and everything. And yet, the whole country is speaking about this one. To the Biafrans out there who are still wasting their time believing in Nigeria. Nigeria has left you. It is time for you to leave Nigeria. If not, Nigeria will take your head very, very soon. Because the hatred they have for you cannot even be explained anymore. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan, Bloomington, Lord Logan, and it's Wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation, ever since annihilation. Nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Odudua, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.